What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's the Mosin dude here. Today we're going to be wrapping my Mosin PU sniper in burlap wrap, kind of like the Russian snipers did back in World War II. So as you can see here, it's a pretty nice 9130 PU sniper. It's got the refurb mark there on the stock. Overall, pretty good condition. This is one of, I believe it's a Century Arms gun that was imported, and they probably just threw a scope on. It's not an actual PU. But as you can see there is some discoloration in the wood and kind of just looks a little rough. So I kind of wanted to cover that up, but also going with a kind of authentic look with the burlap wrap. It's got a nice period correct sling on it. This is a 49 sling, so 1949, so a little after the war, but still a nice sling nonetheless. So what we're going to be doing is taking some burlap wrap that I got from Walmart. It is basically, this project's going to cost me less than 10 bucks. I got the burlap wrap here. This is 30-foot roll. This was like 4 bucks. And then I got some twine that we're going to use to wrap around once we get the actual burlap on. So as you can see, that's jute cord, and it's the 2-ply, so it's pretty thin. As you can see there, it's pretty thin, but on top doesn't look like it's very wound. Just kind of looks like it's compressed, but it actually is jute cord, and it's the 2-ply. I was thinking about getting the 4-ply and just splitting it, but I figured the 2-ply would be a lot better with this burlap wrap. So what we're going to do is basically just take this burlap wrap and just wrap it around the rifle, and then we'll go over with a jute and wrap it kind of tightly to hold it all in place, and then we'll tie it off and try to make this look kind of authentic. So what I'm thinking is gonna wrap around the actual like forearm here, and then a little bit around the stock, kind of leaving the action open here. Maybe go a little bit over the receiver, but maybe leaving that open. I haven't decided yet, so that we can see the markings on the rifle, on the receiver. As you can see, there's a nice Tula. It's a 1942, pretty nice looking receiver. They did kind of gum it up with the importation mark there, which is, this is IO Inc. So not a Century gun, but they definitely threw a fake scope on there. As you can see, that's all fake, but still a good looking rifle, and it'll be a cool piece once it's all wrapped. So let's get in the actual wrapping section here, and I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm thinking. So I have the rifle started here, and as you can see, the wrap, basically what I'm gonna do is just tuck that piece back in. I don't want that sticking out and kind of looking a little frayed. I probably will end up fraying a little bit of it down, just take a look at a little knife to it and kind of cut it. But for the initial start, I'm just gonna tuck this in, kind of like so, and then just wrap over the top. And then I'll wrap down the forearm here to about the rear sight, and I'll split it, that way it goes around the rear sight. And I'll keep the sights exposed so that I can still use those if need be, obviously leaving the sling on. And yeah, I'll get to wrapping it, and we'll check back in with you guys. Okay, so got the first part of the rifle wrapped here with the burlap, and obviously I haven't used the jute rope yet. And around the sling, you can see it's a little bulky, but I think the jute rope is going to help tie that up really nicely. And as you can see here, just took a pair of scissors after I got it around the receiver and the rear sight there, and just cut a strip right across. Ended up opening it up pretty good, so I think that's going to make a nice little look once I get it wrapped. But I'm going to take the jute rope to this, get that wrapped up, and then we'll put a little bit on the scope and stock, and we'll get back with you guys. All right, ladies and gents, there is a wrapped Mosin PU sniper rifle. Going from tip to butt here, you can see it's pretty tightly wrapped around the front, got some good frayed ends. The main thing is you just want to try to break up the lines of the rifle itself, and burlap wrap with some jute rope. It's a very cheap way to do that. Not painting the rifle or anything like that. Obviously you don't want to paint a milsurp, and also they didn't paint them back in the day. They kind of did these wraps like this just to kind of break up the lines and make the rifle kind of blend into the environment a little more. As you can see, I left out the rear sight there and the front sight up front, so still usable. Just kind of hard to see with the little bit of fraying here below the scope, but as long as you kind of push it out of the way, you're still able to use the iron sights if need be, still access all the scope knobs to do fine adjustments as need. And I even left the caps on there just because it's how it was when it came with the rifle. A lot of times you'll see the action obviously has got to stay open to load, and whatnot. Sometimes they would wrap the stock, sometimes they wouldn't. It's kind of, I think, user preference, but I think the intention was that that was going to be tucked away underneath their arm anyway, so it wasn't going to be seen. And they were going to be wearing gloves of sorts, so it was going to cover up the wood of the receiver there. But otherwise, they wrapped the majority of the rifle, as you see here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was somewhat informative, or at least entertaining. And hope you guys join me on the next video. Always remember where you came from, and to stay humble as the Mosin dude, and we'll see you on the next video.